Hello, happy Thirsty Thursday. It's your girl, your host and your creator. Y'all, I'm so happy to be here this evening. I don't know, I might just take off. I don't know. Y'all keep up with me, okay? Because I'm on one. But it's a blessed evening and it is more than a blessing. I can't even express to be here this evening because the challenges they're meant to take you out, but when you don't let them take you out, it's a blessing to be here. So y'all get excited about tonight's episode. Motion censored faith. I do have with us this evening a returning guest, Miss Ariana Williams, who goes by Coach Ari. What it do, sis?
What do you do,
What
sis?
it do, sis? I knew you was gonna be ready.
Listen, you gotta
Listen, you
stay
gotta
ready so
stay
you know how
ready so
to
you know how
get
to
ready.
get
Okay,
ready.
period.
Okay, period. You understand? Purr, like them kids say, purr.
Her.
Purr. My baby say she stay ready.
Okay, period.
So yeah, this evening, y'all. I didn't even really have this was like so last minute put together. So whoever joins in, we're more than happy to have you here in this space. We're gonna go ahead on and get off our chest whatever it is that we need to say and what the spirit of God is going to lead and guide us to share with you all. It has been a week. It has been challenging for a little period of time now for me, but I continue to put my best foot forward and try to put the enemy in his place. uh Ari and I had a conversation maybe about a month ago, huh, Ari, when we came up with this podcast episode called Motion Censored Faith. And today I was like, you know what? I had some attacks come against me, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get on the podcast today.
Okay, period.
And we're gonna talk about some things. So I called up Coach Ari and she was ready. So what you say, sis?
Listen,
Listen,
motion sensor
motion
faith.
sensor
Okay,
thing. Okay.
okay. So me and
Okay.
sis have
So me and
talked,
Success talk.
and I'm not gonna tell y'all
And
what we
I'm not gonna tell
talking
y'all what
about
we were
because
talking
it's between
about
us
because
and the
it's between
Lord.
us and the
Okay,
Lord.
but
Okay. But
I was basically
I was
telling her
basically
like
telling her like
the blessings that's
the
coming
blessings
forth
that's
for you
coming
in
forth
this
for you in
season,
this season,
they're
there
your name is
your
already on,
name is already on,
and the moment
and the moment
happen is
happens
when you
it's
step
when
right
you
in front of
step
the
right in front
doors
of the
and it's going to
doors and it's
for you,
going to
like
for you
automatic
like
doors. That's
automatic
why I
doors.
think
That's why I
where
think
we got the
where
name
we got the
from,
name from,
um,
um,
because it's something
because
about
it's something about
having motion sensor
having
face.
motion sensor face.
And if y'all
And
really
if y'all
aware,
really
when things are
aware when
motion
things are
censored,
motion
all you got to
sensor,
do is
all you
wave
got to
your
do is
hand
wave
and
your
something
hand
takes
and
place.
something takes
All you
place.
got to do
All
is
you got
pick
to
it
do
and
is
something
pick it
takes
and
place. Make
something
a
takes
sudden
place. Make a sudden
movement. And
movement.
it's
And
crazy
it's
because
crazy because
guess what happens?
guess what happens?
Something opens
Something
up.
opens up.
When you motion
And you're
sensor
in
something,
control of it.
you're in full
You're in
control
full
of it.
control. Full control.
And it's not like
And it's
it
not like
closes,
it
a door
closes, a
opens.
door opens.
Okay.
Okay.
I think somebody can
I
hear my
think somebody
echo.
can hear my echo.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's me.
I think it's me.
My sister just
Somebody
said,
can hear your echo?
yeah. I think
Yeah. I think
sorry y'all.
sorry y'all. Let me make sure hold on. I'm sorry guys. Give us 1 second. Let me make sure that it's like my mic is not on so it's not me. You don't hear echo when I talk, right?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. No?
Oh wait.
Oh wait.
Okay, I thought
Okay,
it
I thought it lit.
I think it might be
I
me.
think it might be me.
You want me to try to
You
leave
want
out
me to try to
right
leave out
now?
right there? Yeah, try that while I look. Do that.
Hold on 1 second,
Hold
y'all.
on one
This is
second,
about to be
y'all.
a
This
juicy
about to
word.
be a
Listen,
juicy
I
word.
got mine.
Listen, I got mine. Oh. What
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We got an echo? No echo. There we go. Yes.
What the enemy mean
Thank
for bad, God will
Shout
turn it
out to
around
my
for
sister.
good.
She was like, it's an echo. It's some feedback. Shout out to my twin. Thank you, sis.
Thank you,
Please
girl. Is that
record me
Lenora? Is that
if you
Lenora?
see this. Huh?
Is that Lenora you talking about?
No, not Lenore. That's my cousin. If y'all
Okay.
see me, y'all screen record this, please. Because this gonna be a good word.
So yeah,
But
motion sensor, the door opens up. You talked about that, and I just chimed in and said that we basically are in control. So we make the motion, like we take the step and the action, we take the action and then the motion happens. So
amen. And I want y'all to understand something, because God took me to the story of Joseph. Oh my gosh, do you know how much motion sensor faith he had, and he didn't even know it? Like, for example, everywhere he treaded his feet, he took charge. And it wasn't even in his plan. He had so many situations where he thought he was going to be enslaved, or the door would not open up for him. But because in order for certain doors to open up the moment you step in front of them, you have to have a certain type of relationship with God, and not even something high class. It ain't got to be nothing fancy where you pray 3 times a day and you be like, listen, I got some stuff to do. It ain't got to be nothing perfect. It's just literally you having a relationship with God and him being able to talk with you, and you know exactly that it's him talking back to you. Because when I tell you, it was at least 3 points in the Bible where Joseph's faith opened up doors for him the moment he stepped into certain situations. I said, that's motion censored right there. Like, that's just, this man, all he did was step into a place. All he did. Listen, it's I'm not gonna say, because you gotta watch it's power in your tongue. I'm not gonna say it's a curse. It's definitely a challenge and a gift at the same time, having these things. Because when God is calling you to do something, like, okay, for example, when I went down to Houston and I met you, that was a motion sensor faith moment. Number one, I was very sick the week before, and then I had strep throat. But then I'm thinking, like, okay, I can't go down there because I'm sick, and I had to get some stuff in order, so I could not work at all. I went down to Houston with $100 in my pocket. Listen, my mama always told me, don't you go nowhere with no money on you.
broke.
And if you
Just say
know
it. You know
$100
broke.
is an adult $20 bill. God was like, I'm taking you places. The moment you step into these rooms, certain doors are going to open up for you. And I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm trusting you, because not my will, let yours be done. So the moment I stepped into the house, it was like a front door open, a back door open, the windows open. I said, man, all I did was stepped off the plane. I stepped somewhere where God already had printed my name at. He placed my name in rooms before I was even in there. And it's like the faith, his presence just took complete control. Like, that's the thing about that motion sense. You ain't got to do too much. All you got to do is show up.
Activate it.
Activate it.
Just activate it.
That's it. That's all. It don't matter how much money you got. It don't matter if you just got fired from your job. It don't matter if your car ain't working. All you got to do is to tap into. Jesus said we all got the same power. We all got the same power to trample on snakes and serpents. All you got to do is tap into that realm. Tap into what God got for you. And watch how everything that's connected to you already is handed to you at its appointed time.
Yeah.
Listen, it's so many times where I'm like, man, that was unplanned. That was unexpected. But that's because when you when you walk around and when you know that you have an anointing and you carry it like I know I'm needed in this world, you carry yourself just a little bit differently. Like for you to hit me up, it's impromptu, like we hopping on a podcast. Like, okay, bet, let's go. Like, okay, God put a word on her spirit today. We got something to say.
We got something to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not just look, you know, we have like this awesome, very, very awesome ability to act like everything is just so fine, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody walks around like life is perfect. It's so fine. And it's not. Everybody is dealing with life. Everybody is having, you know, these hiccups. They're having these stir up moments, these moments where they're dealing with anxiety, when they don't know how things are going to turn out, when they don't have a clue. Okay. But what I'm learning is those are really the moments when God shows you favor. It's in those moments when you do not know, when you do not have a clue, when you lost, when you broke, busted, and disgusted, when you're all of those things, when all of the odds are up against you, that is the moment when God shows you favor.
Yes.
And it is because you are aligning yourself with Him and you're choosing to expect and receive His goodness in your life. And so, can you go wrong? How can you go wrong? So, again, motion censored faith. You are activating what you're expecting from God. And so, just like you walk in front of that door and you know that it's already going to open, just like you put your hand underneath that soap dispenser and know that it's already going to drop you that soap, all of that, you already know. You trust these things because you already know that once you put your hand there or you position your body there, it is going to act off of your presence. It is the same thing with God. It is the same thing that He wants from you. He wants you to know and understand that it requires something from you.
Absolutely. You know, another time we have it.
Go
When we
ahead.
hop on a plane. You don't know that pilot by a can of paint. If you do, kudos to you. But you trust that this pilot is going to make you, is going to get you to where you're supposed to go. Mm-hmm. Just like when people hop on a cruise, you don't know the captain of this ship, but you put your faith in his hands, trusting that you're going to have a good time and it ain't going to go down like the Titanic. God rest those people. So, but just saying, that's motion sensor faith. So why not just think for 1 second? I'll just put this in my reel. Why would you not trust God?
Yeah, take a chance.
He's the one who gave you the life anyway.
Take a chance.
Take a chance. He's the one who put breath into your lungs. He knew you before you was even formed. If you can trust people flying you around and driving you on a boat, and those can end tremendously, even on a train, even in an Uber. You get what I'm saying? You don't know the hidden agendas behind these folks, but yet you still trust them. And when you get on that plane, you put your earphones on. They say, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. And enjoy the flight. So why do you ever question God when He tell you, I need you to step in front of this door. I need you to quit this job. I need you to leave the relationship. I need you to go over here and start the business. You questioning Him because you don't know what the outcome is. Child, you don't know if you're going to make it to or from on that flight either. You just hopping on because you got somewhere to go.
You don't. You're excited about that vacation. You can't wait to get there. But you still do not know.
You still don't know. I need you the same way you be excited to fly out of town and go have fun with your homegirls and your little vacations and stuff like that. You need to use that same excitement when God is about to elevate you in life. You got to use that same excitement. Another motion sensor faith when you get on an escalator. I seen Final Destination, so that thing kind of, you know, Final Destination really have you thinking about some things. But when you get on an escalator, you're expecting that thing to take you up and or take you down. Even when you get on an elevator, you press a button, not thinking for once. Now, some people might have them thoughts like, okay, what if the elevator break? But you still got on that thing.
Yeah.
You trusting something that ain't even ran by human. It's
Mm,
ran off wires and energy. That's it. That's all. You
yeah.
don't know if this thing can malfunction at any given moment, but yet you take it. Why not use that same motion sensor faith when you put everything else into God's hands? And sometimes people be so nervous, they stop using. Now, some people use that faith to get something what they want out of God. They want a new car, they want a new house, they want a job. But they
Mhm.
got to still use that same faith to sustain the blessings that God has already given them. You cannot for once think I can pray for something and forget about God once I get it. No, you got to still pray to sustain
Yeah,
it.
that's right. That's right. Once you get the car, I mean, you got to pay for it.
Exactly.
You
Oh,
don't know what life gonna throw your way. Why you could have just went and got that car today, and tomorrow your job could be calling you and saying, "Hey, look, we found somebody, and we're gonna have to replace you. We're sorry." Because we know life be lifing, right? And don't nobody be thinking about your bills. Don't nobody be thinking about what you have on your plate. Life just be lifing. And
yeah.
so, yeah, you do have to maintain that faith even after you acquire things. And I don't think it's fair that we can just go to God when we want something and then forget about him once we get it. But that's all right though, because he'll show you. You oh, you forgot. You forgot?
Let me remind you.
Yeah.
Do I have to remind you on how you got this thing? Do I have to let you
Yeah.
know I'm the reason why you got this thing? And
Hmm.
people be like, because I don't want to. This is to my folks out there who have a hard time with holding on to their faith, and they start stressing out when something isn't going their way. Listen, you got to use that same prayer that you use to get it. Got to use the same thing to hold on to it. Just like when you get married, you pray over your marriage, you pray leading up to the wedding day. Now you got to stay
Yes.
steadfast in prayer for God to
Yes.
sustain your marriage, because every day ain't gonna be beautiful.
No.
You might get a flat tire on that car that you just got. You might
Mhm.
have to replace a few light bulbs in that house. You might have to replace a few door hinges. Some stuff might break off. But that's when you go to God, be like, okay, Lord, you gave me this thing. I need you to help me sustain this thing. And watch how he rewards you just by, number one, not turning to someone else and going to go confide into them about what you got going on, but you came to him. And because he's the one who gave it to you, not your homegirl,
Yeah.
not your homeboy. He be
Yeah.
like, I did it. Why are you going to them, venting to them about your problems and they can't do nothing about it? I'm the one who gave you this thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
The
some,
ultimate relationship is to be maintained with him.
yes,
Okay. And everything else that we want, everything else that we need, it is acquired through the relationship with him. But nothing is going to last, and nothing is going to really give you a true fulfillment if you don't have their relationship with God. And at the
yes,
end of the day, your life is dead, just straight up. It's dead. And I mean, I'm not judging nobody. I'm not, critiquing nobody because I wasn't always in this space. But I'm telling you, cross over because it's not beneficial for you. You're living a dead life. It's not, it's you don't know how to channel the right energy within yourself that you need to really assess the things that God want to give you. But you'll never get it because, for one, you're not acknowledging him.
that's
You're not
true.
acknowledging him. You're not giving him the credit that is due to him and what he provides and does for you. And so currently I'm really chasing a relationship with God, and I'm putting him number one in my life. And if I lose people or if I lose things, even though it's kind of scary to think about, because some of these things and some of these people I really care about, I'm just like, you know what, God, at the end of the day, I feel like people continue to disappoint me. People continue to not be all made up as what they say they are, but you have never changed. You have always been the same person to me. And so I want my relationship with you to be the strongest relationship that I'll ever have. And so I'm working on that. And I'm going to continue to work on that because I know that that's where the answers to everything that I want, that's where it's at.
No lie.
Motion censored.
Motion censored faith. I'm telling you, the moment this has been the most consistent I have been. And if a lot of people, they know me personally, they know I've always had a sustained relationship with God. But what they don't know is, and I tell people, but it's not like I just go around bragging like, yeah, I fell off. Because at the end of the day, that's between me and God. And if you know, you know. But I've had moments where I wasn't always consistent in confiding in God. I was that person who would pray about something and then forget about God when I got the thing that I prayed for. And that's only because I know now what it's like to really need God. Like, and he showed me firsthand, like, oh, let me show you. You forgot about me after you got this thing. I'm going to show you something. So now I've been in my most consistent season, opening up my Bible on purpose, walking in purpose, on purpose, and being intentional. I just wrote something down on my dry erase board. I want to start being intentional about everything I do, everything I think, because my thoughts turns into feelings, and my feelings turns into actions, and my actions are the results that's out here in front of me, the things that are happening in my day-to-day life. You have to honestly get real with yourself. When you see something around you not going how you want it to go, start looking inward, because it's really the roots and not the fruit. When you know a person by their fruit, that's what they say in the Bible. If you bear bad fruit, 9 times out of 10, you got a bad spirit. If you bear good fruit, 9 times out of 10, you got a good spirit. And what you have to understand, if you realize that you're constantly, and I don't know why I feel so led to say this, but if you find yourself constantly losing friends, and I'm not saying if God removing them people out of your life, but if you find yourself and all the same people say the same thing about you, like, you do this once you get around certain people, or they start saying the same thing, maybe you got to start looking at yourself and not,
oh my
God, with everybody around you.
I want to explain this to somebody, okay? Because I'm sorry, Ari. Like,
no,
good. Because you
God just took over right there. I don't even know where that came from.
The Spirit of God led you to say, because it's the truth, though. Like, I feel like it's very important who you consider to be your circle, okay? Because one thing I could count on my circle for is to be very transparent with me. Nah, Key, you were so wrong for that. Why you said that? Like, did you say that like that? You told her that? You said that to him? Girl, you was wrong for that. Or why would you hurt my feelings? Okay. That's the type of people that I want in my life, because what that does is it automatically tells me I did something wrong, right? That's number one. It automatically tells me I did something wrong, right? And maybe not necessarily wrong, but I offended someone. Or the perception, that person's perception, what they perceived of what I did, it was tacky. It was distasteful. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board, because that's the type of person that I am. And I'm going to say, okay, maybe that wasn't cool. Maybe I shouldn't have said that like that. Maybe I can't talk to this person like that because they're not built for my energy on that level. Yeah. So when I'm communicating with such and such, I need to tone it down. I can't communicate with her like that. But then I appreciate my friends for that. So there are certain people that only want to communicate with the people that are going to always encourage their foolishness. Okay. And so what it does is it makes them insensitive to other people's feelings. They're incapable of really feeling what other people are really feeling in those moments when they have been offended by something that they did. And sometimes what they've done has been It's wrong. It's dead wrong. Like it just wasn't right. But it's no way on God's green earth, just like you said, that you're going to be having all of these people falling off from you, okay? And you don't need to go back and check nothing about yourself. It is no way on God's green earth that you don't need to fall back and go and check yourself, because it's not just happening because other people are having a problem. You are the common denominator. You're the common factor.
The math is mathing.
The math is mathing.
It's mathing.
You hear me? So yeah, girl, you hit a spot when you said that, you know, and some people will only go to certain people when things are happening like that, because they know that those people are going to cater to them in those moments. They don't want to hear the truth or the real from other people. So they disregard, or they don't approach the people that are going to be real and authentic with them, and let them know, like, hey, no, sis, that wasn't cool. Like, you shouldn't have said that. They don't want to correct themselves. It's hard for them to face that part of themselves. They're cool with operating, you know, in this what was the word I used? Because I put a post up about this a couple of weeks ago. Dang, I forgot the word. It's at the tip of my tongue. But narcissistic behavior. That's it. There you go.
I hang around. If you're not gonna tell me about myself, I'm not your friend.
I can't.
You know, I'm
gonna tell you about yourself.
Sure. If you're not gonna tell me about myself, I'm not your friend. Because I'm gonna be real with you. My circle, it ain't for the weak. Like, they cool folks. That look like a really good drink, by the way. Really good. Drink for the soul. I'm over here sipping on my Detroit Tigers cup. Go Lions! With the Tigers. But listen, if you not gonna, let me tell you one thing for sure, two for certain. I have a cousin. We keep it. That's like my best friend right there. And I got a homegirl. I got a couple homegirls, but my cousin, that's my dog. We've been locked in like real close for a few years now. We just grown so much in our cousin bond. And it's like, one thing for sure, two for certain, I realized that every person that's in my life now, God had them stay for a reason. I prayed everybody else that's not in my life, I prayed them out. I asked God to remove anybody who was not for me, who he did not see fit in his eyes. Not my eyes, but in his eyes, because God knows best. Yeah. So when I tell you my circle now, oh, they out cold. I can go to them and tell them, like, because why did such and such hurt my feelings, or why would they? And they be like, all right, you wrong. Absolutely not. Why would you block them? Because you acted off emotion and you didn't have no, I said, or my cousin, I love because they're not biased. Yeah. I don't like people that side with me because we related or because we're friends. No, tell me the truth. Tell me what it is. Tell me about myself, because you're not going to get nowhere thinking we're going to be even closer, or we're going to be so locked in if you tell me what I want to hear. No, tell me the things that sting a little, because I know that you're a real person. If you can check me about something, I'm like, oh yeah, she one of them ones for sure. She one of them. And I love people like that, because I'm going to tell you about yourself too. Like, nah, bro, you was wrong. you was wrong. You was wrong. Somebody said your circle matters, but check yourself wholeheartedly. Your circle do matter for sure. And if y'all do not think that y'all circle don't matter, it's in the Bible how important the people you hang around are. Mark 2 verses 1 through 12, a paralyzed man got healed because of his friend's faith. It wasn't because the faith of him. Jesus healed that man because his friends had more faith than him. Yeah. So if you don't think for once that the people that you hang around does not have an effect on your life, you tripping, because it's scripture. Yeah. It's right there in the Bible. And once I got that through my head, I start looking at everybody I hang around completely different. Like, if you can't tell me I was wrong, and if I do something on purpose and you be like, you wrong, I agree with you. Now, why would you agree with me? You need to be telling me about myself, because I knew for a fact that wasn't right.
That
And I
wasn't
love
right.
people who can convict my heart because I asked God for a circle that operates out of his image. So if
Yes.
I feel a conviction in my heart because of something I did and I came to you about it, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm not going to her no more because she made me mad. No, I'm going to keep coming to you because I know for one, two, for certain, you going to tell me about myself. You going to keep it real. So I'm on the end of your phone asking you some questions about something I did and you're going to tell me was it right or wrong. Don't
Okay.
side with me. Don't side with me. Even if
That's
it
motion
means
censored. That's also motion censored.
it is definitely motion censored for real. Because I stepped in front of that door and God has opened it. And it's the thing. You're going to come into contact with people that's passing by on the doors that you step in front of. And those people are the people that's really supposed to be there in your life.
That's
And
right.
if you don't, they not there. They not the ones for you.
Mm-mm.
Don't
And
not
we
be
have to get to a
ones.
place where we're okay with once the door opens, that motion, okay, hi, you're on the other side of the door. Hi. You got a nice greeting for them. But once that door closed and they have not, God said no. He said no. That's not, they can't come in. I have not granted their access. So he said no. And you might want them to come through.
Yeah.
Okay. You might, for whatever reason, have a liking for this person or whatever it is, but God said no. He did not grant their access, so he closed the door. Okay. And when he did that, we really have to be okay, learn to be okay with that person not coming through the door. We
Yeah.
have to be okay and content with it's so many people in the world. It's like so many people in the world will never, ever, 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 ever meet all of the people that there is in the world. So why are we tripping on one or two people? Like,
Child.
we're going to continue to meet people. So when God closes the door and he has not granted access to those people, it is because he has already foreseen that person ain't good for you. That person is not, y'all, no, y'all two together, it's not going to work, or whatever it is that he sees. And so that goes back to the place of trust with God. So if you trust him when he closes that door, and he closes it and you see that he closed it, you just got to be okay with it and know that he closed it because something about that person is not going to work for you. Okay.
I'm gonna
Or
share a testimony.
the other
Once
way around, you might not work for that person because it's not always about you. I always look at things two ways. Like it's not just me on this side, it's also that person on the other side. So I could very much so not be good for somebody also. And God might be saying, look, now you can't deal with her.
at all.
So I'm gonna just go ahead on and close that door.
You got
Okay.
to. And don't put a question mark where God puts a period. If he say that's what it is, don't question him about it.
Yeah.
Because he's seen the conversations that were being held behind your back when you were not in the room. He knows the heart posture of those who we cannot read minds. God knows all, sees all, hears all. That's just like me. It was like back in 2017, the year
Baby.
I graduated. This boy, I consider him as a best friend, and we was like locked in, like really heavy locked in. It was like 6 months or so, but like his fruit, I thought his fruit was pure. No, the day that everything bad happened, I kept getting these text messages. This girl, she used to send out these text messages. Her name Micaiah Keener. She from Detroit, and she used to send out these messages to us.
Girl said the
Like,
girl name.
who? Somebody just said it.
No,
Me?
you.
Oh yeah, because she cool people's like she was really one. She was like the first young person that I ever seen to have a close relationship with God. She came out of high school doing this thing, so she had the whole city on fire, like following
Oh,
Christ and young. So, I love
okay.
Micaiah. So like she had this thing where she would send out daily text messages of scriptures and just leading us to Christ even more. And so one of them, this particular day, is like people be coming in disguise, and I'm like, why do I keep seeing stuff? Why do I keep getting messages about a fake friend or people that's not really my friend who is portraying to be my friend? And so my mom, one thing about mothers, they know everything. My mom kept telling me to go home. because we had a party last night at the night before at my cousin's house. It wasn't last night as today, but 5 years ago or 6 years ago. We had a party then, and I didn't get no sleep. And I told my mom, like, all right, mom, I'm going with my best friend. We're going to go to breakfast. We're going to bring you lunch. We're going to go have some fun. Yeah, no, I kept getting those messages. And my mom was like, you need to go home. You need to go home, get you some sleep. You need to go home, get you some rest. I wanted to go out and have fun some more because I'm young. I'm like, we going to have fun. We going to turn up.
You wasn't done.
Child. One thing for sure, too, for certain, I put a question mark where God put a period. I actually ignored the entire statement. That night, we drove over to the west side of Detroit. I'm not from the west side. I am strictly east side. Okay, that's it. That's all I know. We went over there, and it was some girls at the time who I wasn't too fond of. And he knew them, but he lied and said of the destination where we were. He got out the car, and he never returned again. And his brother was in the back seat, and he told me, like, we are at such and such house. When I tell you this man set me up, these girls came up to the door, the car, and was wanting to fight, love, crazy stuff. And I'm just so confused because I'm like, he was supposed to be my best friend. We were supposed to, like, I was just so confused. But I'm telling you, I'm saying this to say, do not put a question mark where God put a period. He sees everything. And he was giving me the signs all day that boy was not my friend. That girl kept sending out the messages like, people is not who you think they are. And this, and that. When God starts dropping hints in your spirit and he starts showing you that people bear bad fruit, don't paint over the original picture that God has already shown you. Those red flags are red for a reason. Don't make them burgundy. Don't make them pink. Keep them red. Keep them how they are. Matter of fact, run. Don't collect the $200. Don't pass go. Just go the opposite direction. Be like, you know what? My time here was fun while it lasted. My time here come to an end. Because I'm telling you, that was the last time I disobeyed God for real, when it came to knowing who was for me and who was not for me, because I thought we had a solid friendship. I'm like, okay, we real locked in. No, absolutely not. He had very pure and bad intentions above all things. But I forgave the boy because that's only the right thing to do. But it just showed my disobedience towards God, and me not listening put me in a worse situation than where I would have been at if I would have just listened from the start.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
that's what happens after the period.
Yes. Yeah. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Like, listen.
Yes, ma'am. That's what happens
even when you're in a relationship with somebody too. If God, let me get my microphone. Because at this point, listen, ladies, gentlemen, if God is telling you to get out of a relationship, please run. Don't stay somewhere where you are not valued. Do not stay somewhere where you have narcissism, where you see narcissism traits and you see traits of manipulation and gaslighting. Because even though this person may say, oh, I changed, but their action says otherwise, you are not getting nothing good out of that entire situation. I'm telling you, the first red flag you see, you need to go in the opposite direction. Like Keidra said, it's 7 billion people in this world, child. You'll meet somebody else. Okay, you will find somebody else. It's okay. Matter of fact, don't even go looking. You ain't supposed to be looking for them anyway. You're supposed to be walking in purpose, and then your person is going to be presented to you. You ain't even gonna have to look for them. I just felt led to say
that. Need to say that. Or you might be saying it for a reason.
I felt led because it hurts my heart seeing women be in these relationships because they in love. That's not love, it's lust.
We just care so much. Like, we just take caring. We give caring a whole nother definition.
I love him so much. We have history. Baby, history ain't always good. Look what happened with slavery and the Holocaust. All history ain't good history. Okay? Choose happiness over history. My friend told me that. She told me that. I said, I never heard that one before. And it changed my entire perspective. She said, you got to choose happiness over history, Ari. Just because you know somebody for so long and you've been with them for so long does not mean that that's the place you're supposed to be at. Sometimes God give you those situations so you can learn what not to look for, what not to indulge in. And I'm like,
Again.
oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Versus you like, I just love them. Child, we all
Well,
love
first
something.
of all, that's too much love
That's
because
too, it ain't
yeah,
that much
God
love
looked
in the
at
world.
that like, hold on. What you saying?
Ain't that much love in the world to sacrifice your well-being for nobody.
But this is what I'm saying. God look at that and be like, well, hold on. I mean, that's you love him that much? Like, cause do you love him more than you love me? Like, could that be the problem?
Because that's showing signs of idolizing something. And God
There
don't like
you
people to
go.
idolize
There
nobody
you
but
go.
him. He is a jealous God. And people idolize friendships, relationships, cars, jobs, money, jewelry. The moment you start showing too much attention to something more than you show God, you're idolizing it.
Yeah.
And that thing is bound to ruin your life. He's going to make sure it ruins your life. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
gonna be like, dang,
Yeah.
not
So you
cool.
got to get it under control.
Definitely have to get that thing under control. And like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I feel led to say this too. This is so crazy. But I had this, and this just happened the other day. I had this little guardian, like you can pick up something from the dollar store. It'd be like one of them cute little guardian angel crystal things, and it'd be like love, guidance, peace.
Mm-hmm.
I got one of those a few years back from somebody. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to indulge in tarot and watch stuff like that because I wanted to know what was to come. I never knew that was illegally tapping into the spiritual realm, right? Until God showed me that's illegally tapping into the spiritual realm. You don't indulge in none of that, because I used to sit and watch it, and I would watch sermons, but God was like, that ain't me. So I've been delivered from that. And let me tell you, I didn't know that the guardian crystal, because I did used to have crystals as well. I'm like, okay, you get your energy, you charge them in the sun. God like, that is all divination, Ari. No, remove all that, throw them all away. So I did that. Let me
My
tell you
girl was
one thing.
going hard in the pain.
Listen, God showed me something the other day. The crystal, that the little guardian angel crystal, I used to have it hanging up in my bathroom. I never for once thought that it was tarot or witchcraft or nothing like that. I'm like, this is a gift that I got. I didn't think of it like that because it said love, guidance, and peace. But right below it, I had a picture frame, and it's Matthew chapter 17, verse 20, like your faith can move mountains. I think that's the chapter. So let me tell you, this crystal occasionally, it will always fall off the freaking mirror, because it's like this thing, and it is real sturdy. And I'm like, huh, why every time this thing fall, I gotta put it back up there? All right, put it back up there. The other day it fell, and it'll fall randomly. Like it'll be up there for a few months. It'll fall down the line. But I'm like, what is causing this thing to fall? Because it ain't nothing. So let me tell you what happened the other day, Kedra. I kid you not. God is my witness. This thing fell on its face in front of my Matthew, in front of my picture frame. The
What?
scripture from God. It fell like on the face.
Oh
I
my
said, oh Lord,
goodness.
because this not really my guardian angel. You my guardian angel. I threw it away. I said, this literally put me in the mind. I forgot what part it was in the Bible when they was all worshiping that freaking statue. And then God broke the arms and the hands off of the statue. And it was lying right in front of the ark of God. And I'm like, that's when they all worshiping, because they knew God was real by then. But I just found that so crazy because the little angel ain't had no face. It was all crystal and had little wings on it. And I'm like, oh Lord, I'm using this thing as a guardian angel over my house, but you telling me that you're a guardian angel. I'm showing signs of idolization, and I'm not even knowing it. Just like, dang, why this thing keep falling every few months? And I told myself the next time it fall, I'm like, all right, Lord, the next time this thing fall, I know it's you, because I don't know, this is a little weird. And it fell again. This time it fell on his face, and I threw it away. I said,
but you see how easy it is for us to get swindled into like let me see, to get pulled away from God himself. So you didn't think that
Yes.
you were doing anything wrong because it was basically a figure that you seen as a representation of God, of,
Yeah.
a spiritual connection. And so you didn't think that it was anything wrong to it. So your keeping it and placing it where you had it, it never once crossed your mind like, oh, this is something that I'm worshiping over God, or it's something, but this is the world that we live in. The world sets us up for it sets us up for failure. It does. It really, really
Man,
does. And so we have to be careful. We really have to be careful of everything that we do, everything that we come in contact with, the people that we come in contact with, the places that we go, down to what we put in our body, everything, because it definitely affects us in more than one way. And before you know it, we own to, and I'm saying, like, okay, so when I said down to what we put in our body, you might, okay, seafood for me. Let me tell you.
I
I
love you some
go crazy behind some seafood. Okay.
I want a seafood boil right now. Like, let's
Yeah,
get for
okay, you see what I'm saying? Like, I go crazy behind some seafood, girl. So look,
listen.
so it's just like once you become like really, really into something and very attached to it, because I don't know what I would not do to not have some raw seafood.
Give me a lobster tail. You got one?
The minute I hear like bog crab, the minute I hear that, something in me just like, you know, becomes enlightened. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So you just really have to be careful about everything. Isn't it like really refreshing though to be able to talk about God and to also be able to relate to so many things that are uh like the real things that we actually experience and go through every day, and it's not just so boring all the time. This is one of the things that I really like about having these discussions with different people and all the different perspectives, because it's really interesting. It's really, really interesting, and it's intriguing, all of the different perspectives and just the little simple minute things like your little angel figurine that you had, and my craving and attachment to seafood that that could become an issue
I'm
with,
very
you know
proud
what
with
I'm
the
saying,
seafood
your
thing. I'm
relationship
a
with
pescatarian,
God.
so I
But it's the
know.
truth, you know. It's almost like a drug addiction. You know what I'm saying? And we try to make one thing worse than the other, but at the end of the day, I mean, it is in a sense, but at the end of the day, anything that is controlling you to the point that you're not able to fully receive God for who he is in your life, that's a problem. It's an
Yep.
issue, you know. So we make it more drastic because, oh, well, that person is a drug addict, or that person is, what they're indulging in may be worst, but the actual concept of what we're all doing is the same thing. We're choosing something other than God.
And no sin is greater than the other at
Yep.
all. I don't, like you said, the concept may be worse, but no sin, just because that what they doing over there might be affecting their health, don't mean that you stealing. Ain't nothing greater than what they got going on. That don't mean nothing.
Hmm. That's right. That's
So
absolutely right.
I
Yeah.
definitely
So my little ticker at the bottom says expect God's promised rewards. Scripture to support it. So do not throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded. Hebrews 10 and 35. I have to say that I am expecting God's promised rewards. Okay. You can only go down so far. Well, if you somebody like me, because you allow yourself to just keep going on. Like you're at some point, better yet, let me put it like this. When God know you riding for him, he is not going to let you continue to go down. So at some point, he's going to trigger something in you and your fire is going to be lit. Okay. It's going to take a transformation process, but it has to happen. If you want things to change in you and around you, it has to happen. And so a part of that is expecting his promised rewards in your life. So it doesn't matter what things look like in your natural eye, okay? Because we look at stuff and get scared, baby.
Child. Oh my God. Don't
Baby, we
know.
be about ready to go hang ourselves. Like it's the end of the world. Life is over. It's just over for me.
Because
Nothing is
life be
gonna.
life in. Like, don't know, man. I ain't even gonna say nobody understand because people most certainly understand. But life really sometimes be
I
having you.
like this right here. My girl say he gonna circle the block. Yes, he will.
No lie. God gonna always spin a block for his sons and daughters. I tell people
Yes,
all the
he
time.
will. Dominique.
That's my sister. That's my
Oh,
sister right there.
how you doing, sister? Yes, he will. He gonna circle the
Listen,
block. I like
he
that.
for sure gonna circle the block though.
Yes,
Fast.
baby. He gonna come and get you. You know what I'm saying? He not leaving you behind. He's
He
not.
be
He's
pulling up like a drive-by though. Like you be like, hold on. He be like, it's me, Jesus.
yeah. And I be like, hold up. Put that window down.
He be
real
like, hold on.
slow.
He be like, hop in. You be like, where we going? Don't worry about it. You'll know once we get there. All right,
That's
bet.
right.
On your seatbelt. Cool. All right, Jesus,
That's right.
I got you.
I got you.
Gonna circle the block for you. No lie.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to not even get revenge when somebody disrespects you and you cannot all act off flesh. Because let me tell you, I'm like, I'm getting my lick back. Like when that boy set me up, I said, But God was like, no, I'm gonna spin a block for you. Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't even worry about it. Just sit back, let me do my thing. I seen what he did. I seen it before it was gonna happen, even though you was disobedient.
That's
But
right.
I got you.
Yeah.
So I definitely can agree.
And the truth, you know, in moments like that, for me, it's a reality. And I'm the type of person I'd be like, well, you know what? You already kind of knew that you should have just like left him alone in the first place. You are kind of already knew that you shouldn't have went over there. So I that's what I do.
You try to have that sneaky link. You thought you were slick, huh? Try to pull up late at night.
Yeah. You suck it. Look, I suck it up right quick and be like, well, you did it to yourself, Kedra.
Yeah, listen.
You did it to yourself, girl.
You be like, hold on. That's when you be like, not too much on me, Lord. Not too much. When you know you did something bad and then God check you about it, you be like, not too much on me.
Not too much on me now.
Like, I know.
Right now.
Tell me.
Enough I'm over here feeling stupid now.
Listen, I know our angels that God assigned to us be looking at us like, man, not again. She just don't listen. God be like, oh, let her have it. Let her have it. I'm going to show her. Just like Jonah, though. Just like Jonah. The angels could have stopped him. God was like, no, let him have it. I'm going to tell him something. He's going to get swallowed by that fish.
He's going to get swallowed.
He's going to get swallowed up by that fish fast. Oh, my gosh. I would not like to be Jonah. Like, poor man.
Then, after he did that, what he had to do, he had to use some motion sensor, what? Faith. You know what I'm saying? Because God said, if you want to come up out of here, I'm going to test you for a second. Because I put a period there. Okay?
I told you to go to Nineveh. You ain't want to do that.
So now it's going to require you to use some motion sensor faith. Okay? All right. And so
I need you to know that you're going to come up out of this thing. Oh, Jesus. That story. That story right there. You know who else had motion sensor faith? Moses. Moses couldn't even talk. He had a speech impediment or something like that. And
it's so many powerful faith stories in the Bible, man, that we can be inspired by. Like, it's nobody that should be dragging, wondering, and I'm speaking to myself. It's nobody that should be dragging, wondering if there should be no ifs in our vocabulary, because the Bible has basically laid out so many stories of faith, and they all are like miracles.
Mm-hmm.
They're all like miracles. So why would he leave us out? Why would he forget about us? He gave his only begotten son, like his only son for us, so that we could act on motion censored faith. Like, what's wrong with us?
You know, when it
Why
comes to
we ain't getting it?
it come when you ain't got nothing left. You didn't try. Oh, when you didn't try everything. You
Yeah.
literally tried everything. You didn't called on every person. You didn't try to squeeze out
Everybody keep bailing out on
dime. You didn't maxed out your credit
discipline.
card, overdraft your bank account,
No.
everything. He'd be like, go step in front of that door. And you'd be like, you know what? See, motion sensor faith come with having to surrender everything that
Having
you
to
know and what
surrender.
you have done. Everything
Yeah.
that you know personally. In order to get that type of blessing to come through, you have to surrender.
Yep.
Because
And be honest with yourself.
yes.
Be honest with yourself. When you can, once you've fallen on your face, okay? And it's okay because it happens to everybody. I don't know one person that ain't fell on their face yet. Babies fall on their face.
Okay.
I don't know nobody who ain't falling on their face. But once it happens, it's time to go on ahead and accept the fact that this is happening to me. And I did a lot of this. Okay. And once you do that, God could do something with you. But the minute you sitting there, you're still questioning and trying to figure out, what did I do wrong? Why this or why that? That's that season of drought. You put yourself in a season of drought. You put yourself in a season of drought because you don't want to accept what is actually happening in your life, versus, and life is not perfect, so it don't always go as easy as I'm saying it, because as easy as I'm saying it, it didn't happen that easy for me. I actually had to go through these phases to realize what I need to do. And so next time I can prepare myself a little bit better. Um, but it's very important to be able to be honest with yourself about the things that are going on with you, and the parts that you played in it, and how you acknowledge God, and ask him for forgiveness, and to move forward so that your favor can be bestowed upon you, because it's there and it's yours to have. But until you activate the motion of faith, it's just there.
A-
That's all it is. It's just sitting there.
Another one is having a child. Um, you, I not. Oh my gosh! I just told my clients this before you become a mom, and I seen this post, and it was so relatable. When you see them two lines pop up on that stick, you know, when you take a pregnancy test, you kind of have this. Ooh, am I ready for this moment? Like, okay, especially because my child was not playing. And
Mhm.
so I had goals to be like in a mansion and some other things before I'm like, I'm gonna be married and then I'm gonna get me a baby out here. And so God had other plans. And when I tell you, it's just something about trusting God in the process of becoming a mom and carrying a baby in your stomach. That's definitely motion sensor faith. Because number one, there's no
I
blueprint, there's
agree.
no handbook on how to become a mom. Nobody in this world can tell me there's a 1, 2, 3 ABC step by step guide on this is exactly how you are supposed to be a mom. It's just you really one of those things where you learn as you go. And when I
Yeah.
tell you that is definitely motion censored faith, man. Like you don't know until you do it, until you step into it, until you step in front of it, until that you hold that child in your arms and you like, all right, let's do this. Because the first thing your instincts kick in, like, let me hold the baby neck up.
Yeah.
Let me just, your instincts, it's like things that just start to happen. And I'm not going to say common sense, but it's like your faith instincts start to
That's a
kick
good
in.
word. Instinct.
Yes,
That's a good word with this topic. It's a good
yes.
word.
It starts to kick in so heavy. I apologize, like, and I brought up mom because my son is like right here. He like, you've been on a podcast. Join me in, please.
Hi, Creed.
I'm hold on, let's bring him on camera.
Hi, Creed.
Here is Creed, y'all. So, like, becoming a mom, like, this is one of those things where I kid you not, I used to get nervous inside of Walmart because I'm like, he's crying. Oh my gosh, I'm getting embarrassed. My baby's crying. This never happened to me before until I seen another mom, and I'm like, oh, it's normal. Okay.
Look at you now. You're on the podcast. You're
I'm on a
holding
podcast
hands.
holding on. Like, gotta do what I gotta do though, because at the end of the day, it does not stop. You just literally
No.
gotta take this thing with a grain of salt each and every day. And when
Yes.
I tell you, it shows how strong you are, and it also shows like God got your back. Once you come to realization, like, a baby is a blessing, only God can open and close your womb. That's how
Yes.
you know, like, your baby is a blessing. And I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm on a podcast, but clearly Creed is like, he want to join. So I'm gonna use this motion sensor faith right now and just know that he ain't gonna act up while we on this thing. While we on this thing.
That's a good. Hey, that's a good way to put it.
Okay. Like, I'm just gonna trust in the
He
Lord.
sent
Lay hands on him.
Look,
Because
look.
I come, we bind out any intolerance right now. Anything. Because I'm telling
Yes,
you, becoming
it's
a
all
mom
right.
is one of those things for me. I'm like, how we gonna do this? I'm supposed to be doing all this, and I'm like, okay, girl, you got this. You're a mom.
Yeah.
You're more relatable. It's a lot of moms in this world. And then I start looking at other people. I'm like, okay, Keidra got kids. I'm like, okay, like, all right, I think we could do this thing. I think we could actually make something out of this. And it just gave me another sense of peace, knowing that there's moms out there doing exactly what we doing.
Yeah.
And it's something about your babies just driving you too. Like, that's another part of faith. Like, they just drive you to become the best. Like, I kid you
Yes.
not.
Yes, they do. They really do.
Yes.
So we definitely have to be in a space, guys, where we are expecting God's promised rewards. And again, I will continue to say this because we could look at someone and have no idea what the projection of their current life really is and what they're really dealing with, what is all before them. Like, people could be really in very, very difficult spaces mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, you name it, right? But the fact that God has promised. Do you understand what that means? What a promise is? When you make a promise to someone, when you make a promise to, okay, pinky swear. When you make a promise to someone, that's like word, that's like law, that's like it's going to happen. So you have to expect his goodness in your life. And you got some work to do too. So you got to start, yeah, you got to start creating a space where you can develop a relationship with him. If you already have a relationship with him, make it stronger. If you um set him to the side for 2 years and you realize life is life in too much and you can't figure it out, go grab him and restore the relationship. Okay, he's waiting for you. He ain't mad. He just waiting for you to take what he has to offer, because it's motion censored. It's all up to you. It is all up to you what you want to receive from your father, because he has it there waiting for you. You should expect his promised rewards and get your life together. Get your life together. Yeah, we're not here to live mediocre lives. Anything that you see for yourself, you could definitely have it. Anything that God allows you to vision, you could have it. Okay. Some of it is going to require some crazy faith, some real big faith, because some of this stuff is big and huge. It's things that, it's just like, okay, God, what? This what you want me to do? Like, me? How am I going to do this? I don't even know where to start. I don't even know who to talk to. I don't even know what this means. Yeah, he going to give you some stuff that's like that. But if he gives it to you, expect his promised rewards, because you could have it. But we have to line ourselves up with him. Okay. We out here talking about, alignment and aligning ourselves with the right person, or the right, align yourself with God. Everything else is going to fall in alignment.
I'm
You ain't
telling
gonna have to, yeah, you're not gonna have to be out here searching and trying to feel your way. And if that's where you are and you're feeling lost and you're feeling like, that's because you're not aligned with the source.
you.
And
Yep.
that's where I was. And I had to check myself. And I said, hold up, wait a minute. It's time for me to go back to the drawing board, because just too much is going on and I'm just way out of whack. Like, I ain't even walking around here like Kedra Antoinette Lawson. So something ain't right. Okay. So expect his promised rewards. And the scripture says, so do not throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded. That is
Yeah.
Hebrews 10 and 35.
You
Okay.
write that down.
Activate your faith. It is motion censored.
It is motion censored because the last thing you want to do is leave this earth and you didn't get a chance to do what God has been calling you to do. Because I'm telling you, I don't think about when people pass away. I just lost a friend, and she was 25 years old, and it was no shadow of a doubt that she was an angel among us. But the first thing I think about is not that she's not going to be here anymore. It's the fact that she has to go meet God. She has to go talk about everything that she did on earth, everything that she did not do, and just anything. Like, you got to really discuss everything with God. I don't know if my brain is just set up differently from everybody. They be like, oh, you not here no more, I'm gonna miss you. Yeah, I think about all of that. I really think about when people pass away that I really knew. I'm like, bro, they about to go talk to God. That is something big that really shakes me up in my spirit, because you do not have to be perfect. People be like, I gotta stop smoking, I gotta stop drinking, I gotta stop fornicating. Child, just go to them. You don't clean yourself before you get in the shower. You just hop in the shower and trust that the soap and water is gonna do its job.
There
Let
you go.
God strip you of all of those things. Just go to him. That's why he say, come as you are. Paul was
Mhm.
a gangster. I'm telling you, this man was out there killing Christians. Imperfect. He was killing God's people, and God, he had an encounter. He changed that man. Okay, he became an apostle. That is one of the most important people in the Bible, to my knowledge, under Jesus. Like,
Okay.
Paul was really one of them ones.
I was a
But
man.
okay, you do not have to be perfect to come to God. And even when you do go to him, you got to understand that you're going to fall short. David fell short. He was out here having sex with folks, wives, and stuff like that. But one thing for sure, David stayed blessed because he knew what he did was wrong, and he always turned his face back to the Lord. That's why
Yeah.
he was blessed all of the days of his life, regardless of his shortcomings, because he always turned his face back to God. When you fall short, don't go sit there, don't lay there, go back to God, go back to, like you said, the drawing board. Okay, Lord,
Yeah.
I messed up. And I know I keep messing up, but it's better for you to keep going back to God than you trying to take matters into your own hands.
On
Because
him.
it's like, where are you going to get out of it? You really
Yeah.
going to be more messed up trying to navigate this thing on your own versus you just going to God about this entire situation. Let him
That's
have,
right. That's right.
because I done did some crazy things in my lifetime. And I'll be
Yeah.
like, why would I do that? But you know what? Back to the drawing board. All right, Lord, fix me because I'm not right. I know I was not supposed to do that. Please help me.
And
Like,
preparation is a very important, it's essential. Preparation is essential. And so because we know we out here down bad, and because we know we out here thugging it and all this other stuff that we be doing, okay. Trying to figure it out because we know life be life and all this other stuff, we're bound to at some point have a colliding force with negativity. And so preparation is having necessary tools at your hand that's going to get you right back on track. And we talked about this when me, you, and Mrs. Socialite was on the podcast, where like I'll go to my Bible app or something like that. But you could do so many things that in those moments you just take yourself right back to, okay, I gotta go to God, because if I stay in this, then it's not gonna be good for my emotional state, it's not gonna be good for my mental state, then it's now affecting my physical state, and now you just messed up. So preparation for those moments is nothing wrong with being prepared for your attacks. Do what you need to do. I got so much stuff in my phone, y'all, that I'm telling you, when things hit me a certain type of way, like if somebody hurt my feelings, if I mean, yeah, people do hurt my feelings. Like y'all probably like, oh, you, not you. Yes, okay.
feel or something. Like, we don't get our feelings hurt. Like, yeah, we're human.
Yes, you with your mean self. Yes, I do get my feelings hurt. So when somebody hurt my feelings, or like sometimes you just feel like life is just sucking everything out of you. Sometimes you have so much attacking you at one time that you can't think straight. It's just a multiple of things that can occur. But when you're prepared for your attacks, you're ready. You are ready. So my phone, baby, everywhere I go, I don't care where I'm at. Social functions, I don't care where I'm at. It's on me. Why? Because the attack don't decide when it's gonna happen to you. It happens whenever it's gonna happen. Life happens. So my preparation, okay, God forbid something happens to my phone, because it ain't gonna be good. I have everything backed up to my iCloud because I can't
Oh,
afford
Jesus.
to lose my preparation. Okay. So be prepared. That's just a nugget. Be prepared. Like put you some, things that'll hit you in a place that'll revive you, that'll bring you back to your normal state, that you can continue to fight this thing called life. So I have passages, I have scriptures, I have some motivational speech videos, some of my friends that just might be doing a damn thing. Like it just depends. Like, and I'll go to it in a moment. And I'll use that to lift me up. So y'all, preparation. Preparation.
Stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. I'm telling
Get
you.
ready so you ain't gotta be ready. You heard me. You heard me.
You heard me. Your accent. I'll be trying to talk sometimes.
Girl, this country accent, I don't know what you
I
like
gotta
about
come
it, but
back Rouge. And when I tell you, I'll be like, girl, I'm connected to some people down there. It feels so good just like walking in your purpose for God. And you realize he start connecting you to people all over the world.
all over
And
the
I'd be
world.
like, ooh, when I travel, I could go see her. I could go see her.
I was just gonna tell you when you said Baton Rouge, girl. You better call me when you in Baton Rouge, because I
I
am
am
coming to
going to
see
call
you.
you. Trust me. I'm definitely going to call you. Like, here
Most yeah,
I'm down here.
yep. And I'm gonna be there, honey. Trust me. As long as I
And
don't have anything stopping me from coming to see you, my baby, I'm coming.
period. Okay.
Period. Okay. Now that wasn't one of God periods. That was one of our periods.
Listen,
So
gotta qualify that thing. It was definitely not God. Yes.
look, somebody be like, "Well, I thought they said to stop after the period."
No, no, God. You will know
God,
though. You gonna know. Trust me. You gonna.
yes,
You was gonna.
yes. So is there anything else you would like to say before we close out?
Just thank you so much. It's always a time, like
Oh, thank me. Oh, Ari. You're
because
welcome.
for real, you didn't have to. Like, it's, I don't take this lightly when you reach out to me and ask me to come on your podcast. Like, number one, this is something you created, you and God put together. So I don't take this lightly. I take this serious, minus me having to be like in mom mode at times. But I definitely take these things serious because it's important to you and it's important to me. And it's like we are helping everybody who comes into connection with this thing from our mouth to their ears. So thank you. Just seeing
Oh,
me,
you're
as a
welcome.
vessel in this thing, this really, it really just warms my heart. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really love you, Keidra. Thank you so
I love you too, Ari, my
much.
little Ari. I appreciate
I'm
that. I really do.
saying, okay, like we've been locked in ever since.
And that's crazy. And that's crazy. It's not even a whole year that I know you. You know what I'm saying? You all the
And
way
we
over there.
like for
What
real.
up, though?
Okay. You said it just like you from Detroit too. You really sound like one of us.
Bruh, if you would know, I practiced that in my boo on Meech on BMF. Okay.
Wow. And you've been really practicing that thing. I love it. I love it.
Yes, ma'am. Sure enough. So I have to have it down for when I meet him. You know what I'm saying? When I meet him, I gotta be able to have his lingo. I gotta be able, you know what I'm
Yup, be
saying? So
like,
girl, I got it.
wow. He's gonna be like, oh, you
Yeah.
from Detroit? Like,
No.
yeah. I
I'll be
know
like, no,
he
I'm not.
My spirit be
Oh
there
my goodness.
sometimes.
What you
But no,
said?
I said, say my spirit be there sometimes. I mean, I'm not
Yes,
there, but
my spirit.
I talk to
That's right.
people from there.
Hmm. That's right.
It's-
Well, it was a pleasure. I love you as well, honey bun, and I most certainly thank you as well for being here. Um, I know how parenting goes, life, and you always be ready.
Thank you.
One thing I gotta say, baby, I know the Holy Spirit is within you because you are always ready.
I'm trying to say no lie.
You are ready, honey.
No
that
lie.
that light stay lit.
That's a whole word right there. Wow, that's a whole word.
Receive it. Receive it.
Amen.
So we want to thank you guys for tuning in. We definitely appreciate your time. Those of you who gave us your time and your attention, those of you who will catch us later, we appreciate it. Definitely take the wisdom, definitely take what we have shared. It's real, it's authentic. I always try to get on here and disperse transparency and what I'm really dealing with. I never ever try to get on here and act like my life is perfect. I actually operate from the space that I'm in. So if I was on the podcast a month ago and it's like a repeat today, that's the space I'm in. And that's all I could do. I can't do nothing but be real with people because that's what life is. Life is not this easy, smooth transition that a lot of people want to make it look like it is. It's not. And so for me, I could just always be authentic and real. So
Amen.
thank amen. Let the church say amen. So
Amen.
thank you all so very much. Enjoy the rest of your thirsty Thursday. We know you got a drink for your soul. Good night, Ari. I love you.
Good night. I love you too.
Good night, Creed.
Say good night. He watches Spidey.
He ain't worried about me. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay, sis.
All right. All right, everybody. Thank you all so very much. We are now going to end the Authentic podcast. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday.
because I just wanted to be Kedra. That's it. I'm just Kedra. You know, I'm not bothering nobody. I'm just Kedra. Okay? And the things I still have to deal with, because I still deal with it. I still deal with it. It is not going anywhere. I just know how to handle it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, they can play with me if they want to. Okay? But I am that heat that they gonna feel on the hottest day in Louisiana, because I'm gonna keep showing up as Kedra Antoinette Lawson, and that's what you gonna do too.
Right.
You're not gonna let people shame you and put you down because you just wanna be yourself.